Story 1. A pretty face, kindness, generosity, and the shared ability to lie in bed with each other and talk, read, or watch silly Instagram videos and laugh the entire time. Also, intelligence and a nice face. Story 2. I'm a lesbian, and I love men's arms around me. Once, I was choking, and a 6-foot coworker, I'm 4'11", performed the Heimlich maneuver on me like a rag doll. As I was passing out, I was also thinking, this is lovely. Story 3. Okay, I'm bisexual, but since it specifically says the opposite gender, I could go on and on about the same gender. I'll make a list of what I find attractive in men. I will include physical attributes. However, my attraction is more than just about how a person looks to me. Physical. I'm an absolute sucker for medium to long, wavy hair, mostly dark in color, but any color has the potential to be attractive. Hygiene, hygiene, hygiene. Nothing is more attractive to me than a clean man. Clean, short-trimmed nails? Oh my. Smell amazing. Yes, please. Facial hair can be a hit or miss for me. Some men look better with facial hair, some without. It all depends on the person. Muscles. To be honest, a man doesn't have to have super big muscles for me to be attracted to him. I've noticed whatever is natural to his body type is usually what I like. It is nice to have someone taller, but definitely not a requirement. Arm and hand veins. I don't know why, but they intrigue me. Dimples and a well-cared-for smile go a long way. Eyes. One of the first things that get me is a man's eyes. The whole Riz eyes don't really work on me. But if I can see a glimmer of genuine interest and even desire, I'm absolutely captivated. I speak so loudly. Non-physical attributes. Respect. If a man can't treat his peers with respect, it's a turn-off. Maturity. Priorities being in check is attractive. Also, dealing with conflict in a calm but assertive manner is a plus. Intelligence in a non-cocky way. Long conversations about a multitude of different subjects and knowledge of the world around him are a big turn-on for me. Open-mindedness. If we don't agree, he's still willing to see my perspective on the matter without getting defensive. Willing to try and explore new experiences and ideas. Active listening. Nothing's more appealing than a man who has his full attention on you. Humor. If you can make me laugh, I'm already interested. If I can joke around with him too, even better. Sensitivity. I love an emotional man. Emotional connection and intimacy are important for me. What ties in even more importantly, though, is emotional intelligence. Communication and assertiveness. If a man can let you know that he wants you in a clear but non-aggressive way and is clear on his intentions with you. Good leadership. I don't know, it's just appealing. Consistency. This ties into maturity, but a consistent man is a mature man who knows what he wants, and that is super attractive. Story 4. It's when men cry. It's so cute that I want to hold them. Men with scars. With a bad backstory and abuse that I want to take care of them. Men who love playing Roblox. Men with burn marks. Story 5. Beauty is basic, that's what most women can bring to the table. I would like someone who can bring me peace, someone I get along with, someone who doesn't hold herself as too perfect, someone who can admit to mistakes and try to do better, someone who can challenge me without making every day a trial. Story 6. Open-mindedness, and I don't just mean the ability to talk about anything and everything, but the ability to talk about things with an open mind, without judgment or any pre-existing biases, all for the sake of better understanding something out of pure curiosity and eagerness to learn. Story 7. Great with kids. My girlfriend is amazing with children. She has her nephew and niece over for sleepovers, makes them food, and takes them swimming. When the time comes to get married and have kids, I'm not sure I'll want anyone more to be a mother. I love when my girlfriend gets her hair done. It looks stunning. But a messy bun in the morning is stunning too. Story 8. Acrylic nails. I never thought much about them until, in my senior year, I befriended a girl who sat next to me and realized how pretty hers looked and how they made her look cuter in my eyes. Story 9. That space between their neck and hair right before they flip it back. It's just such a sexy, unconscious motion, like complete confidence in their body moving. Sweat beads dripping down between breasts. the slight push on the chest with one hand, and the other pulling you in for a kiss by the neck. Deep eye contact flicking up that suddenly changed from playful looks before. That thing where they sigh and lean their head against your shoulder after you finally can sit. Giggles. Being at your silliest and hearing them laugh the way no one else hears from things that are barely funny. Washing their hair out is usually such a peaceful look and vibe. Their soft upper thighs, they just have a different feel to them that's so smooth. I don't know, women are sexy. Story 10. Passion, also known as motivation to do things, create stuff, take initiative, build something up. Basically, have hobbies other than go to work and watch movies. Story 11. I love how our women like to make things pretty, like how a wardrobe is organized or the lounge or the kids' clothes. My preference is to make everything efficient and functional, but soulless. Story 12. Physically, thighs, booty, but not a fan of big asses and hands. Also, hairstyle. Not any specific style, but I guess I just appreciate the effort put into it. And seeing a genuine smile on their face, that just melts me. There's also the voice, which is not visual, but still physical. Mentally, their humor, which is usually a bit different. Their attention to detail, which usually leads to the ability to notice small yet wonderful things, and overall playfulness, I guess. But those are very general things. Story 13. Obvious physical things like a nice ass or slim waist, but that's much easier to come by than someone who is very considerate, puts others before themselves, can work through issues without becoming confrontational, is trustworthy and can give trust. Emotionally intelligent qualities like that are extremely attractive to me. Story 14. I like that girls decorate stuff. I hate decorating and I hate decorations. I hate storing them. I hate how much glitter they leak everywhere. I hate having to spend money to buy them. But there is something about watching women get all excited and happy about putting up Thanksgiving or Christmas decorations in their sweatpants and pajamas that warms my heart just enough to keep doing it year after year. Story 15. Being on the spectrum like me, I just find I feel more comfortable around them, and I find that really attractive in a partner because it allows for connection. Story 16. I like men who have self-discipline and can control themselves. Men who lose their temper and have tantrums are a huge turnoff. Real men don't act like toddlers. Story 17. Someone who has effective communication skills. One who can read the room, read social cues, and knows how to react appropriately. If a man does not have those things, then I will not find him attractive in any form. Story 18. Physically attractive? Dark hair, brown at least long hair. Dark eyes, maybe hazel color, yum. Maybe a sense of fashion without appearing too sexual. Mentally attractive? A shared interest in sharing ideals and maybe even acting upon them. Must be able to look away from the phone when talking to me. Story 19. Treating his mother well while still having boundaries, being a nerd, being good with kids and animals, being a good cook, not being a sports fanatic, not being too active on social media, going or having gone to therapy, and having a dad bod. I love a dad bod. Story 20. The major ones are strength, trustworthiness, thoughtfulness, great leadership qualities, great personality and sense of humor, and intelligence. Bonus points if he is also handsome and has a nice smile. Story 21. Men just being men. Yes, close my car door. Yes, buy me pretty dresses. Yes, fix things around the house. Ooh, I love my man so much. He does so much that keeps me in my feminine energy. Story 22. Typically what draws me in are the eyes, smile, and voice. If those align, then it's on to personality and physique. Voice is particularly important because if it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, then nothing else matters. Fran Drescher, for example, is fairly attractive, but her voice makes me yearn to be deaf. Story 23. Passion for something, anything really, as long as it's not self-destructive. But also drive, goals, decisiveness. Also, those dimples right above the butt. Story 24. Smart, funny, can banter, kind, empathetic, interested in talking about abstract things, entertaining random ideas, open even to the point of oversharing, easygoing and smiles often, ambitious and seeks out new experiences, has leftist political opinions. I like tall women who can do the alternative look as well as the business casual look. I like a nice figure, pretty intense eyes, and long legs. Sexually, I like women who enjoy when I am dominant and intense and who can be a bit animalistic and adventurous. Story 25. I know this is a boring answer, but I find everything attractive about the other gender to different degrees. People are a whole package, and finding someone that checks a lot of boxes is magical. Humor, smile, body, and so on. It all matters. What's really interesting is how fast we can process the information we have on a person and decide if we are attracted. Takes moments. Story 26. Ability and willingness to see past the gender wars and acknowledge that there are problems on both sides, and it's not a competition. You could say empathy. Story 27. Competency/competent. Again, competence. The person who can do a job, skill, or hobby so well that they can go into a zone and push others mentally out, doing a fantastic job. Bonus if they're not aware of how it looks and do it daily. Story 28. As long as you are a genuine and good person. You can have issues, but if you work on them to improve yourself instead of giving up and saying things like, I am just a mean person or something thoughtless like that, which lets me know you have accepted your bad behaviors and pretend like it is just who you are instead of being better. Someone who listens and pays so much attention to me and ends up knowing me more than I even know myself. Someone who is sweet and kind, even if they have bad days sometimes and do their best to push through it. Someone who does not judge for past mistakes. Someone I can talk to about anything and who does not judge me for things they might find unusual or do not agree with and is happy to talk about their own views without getting angry. There are many things. Looks are in last place for me. Looks do not define anything about a person to me, and people's personalities are the only thing that shines for me. I have been lucky to find the most wonderful woman who fills all these things and much, much more though, so I am done looking, and the only thing that I find attractive in the other gender now is my amazing partner. Story 29. A guy who stimulates my mind and has a great sense of humor is really attractive to me. On the contrary, I just attended my best friend's wedding, and her now husband used to be a little bit chubby and more relaxed, but now he's pretty muscular, works out 2 to 3 times a day, runs around shirtless whenever he can, and drives many people bonkers with his unmanaged anxiety. He's one of the most unattractive people to me. Story 30. Positivity and creativity. I find women attractive who have dreams and share them, who are smiley and cheerful in a really sincere way. They don't have to always be in a good mood or anything. Their core personality just has to be positive. I tend to prefer women who are naturally creative in some kind of artistic area. Not necessarily masters at any specific art form, but who approach life with artistic and creative sensibilities. Also, sensitivity to others. If they're entirely in their own headspace and can't or won't pick up on the moods and personalities of those around them, it's a huge turnoff. They don't have to react, just be aware. Story 31. That balance between being assertive and not taking anything from people, but also being kind, caring, and able to express emotions and likes to snuggle. In other words, a teddy bear with equal weight between the teddy and the bear side. Story 32. I really like funny men. Also, when men get really excited about dumb things, it's the cutest thing ever. When they have really nerdy hobbies, a big man who's gentle. Big hands, the list goes on and on. Story 33. Someone who will drive me emotionally and support me when I need it. Someone to challenge me rather than just accept me. Someone who won't put me down but lift me up. Anything else is a bonus. Story 34. Women who don't fit into the standard mold. Tall, muscular, gothic, tomboyish. These are the women that are beautiful because they're doing their best at their thing. And it's also because, as someone who's different from the norm myself with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism, I can actually relate to them in some aspect. Story 35. If she is 40, 5 feet 2 inches, has hazel eyes, likes to roller skate, and says, I want you to do what you want with me and not ask permission. Well, I am hooked. Story 36. I have the issue that I'm demiromantic, and my type becomes whoever I manage to fall in love with. For all practical purposes, I have no type. People who treat themselves right genuinely all look great. There are some who could improve, some who try too hard, but you all have to stop judging so hard. Personality matters much more. I'd be pansexual if it weren't that I'm not into genitalia or facial hair other than my own on a sexual level at all. Not even mildly bicurious. But I do find men and women equally attractive. The only one I don't find attractive is myself. I sometimes look good, but I can't see my own selling points. My current type? Thick, broad, big, not necessarily overweight, just thick. Story 37. My fiancé always makes me physically comfortable. He knows I have Raynaud's, for example, so he'll make sure I'm warm. But it's so many little things to ensure my comfort. And yes, it goes both ways. I knew guys who never considered it really only their own comfort, and some were nice guys, but considering your partner's comfort is very attractive. Story 38. What I appreciate in women. Physically, a soft, feminine face, her voice, and the semi-hourglass figure. I like a variety of body types, my height or shorter, my proportions or slimmer, somewhat to very active in fitness. I'm less specific when it comes to breasts and buttocks. I'm not particular about hair color. I like tattoos, but they aren't necessary. Personality. I like women who can be one of the guys, who have a well-cared-for inner child, and who speak their mind while being mindful not to be mean. They should be direct and playful, but not casually mean. I like nerdy women who can find or make fun out of most experiences. Someone who can engage in playful banter and flirtation. Someone secure enough to try new things or do things she isn't good at and not be discouraged. Finally, if she is emotionally nurturing to others while communicating her own feelings and boundaries consistently.